Hey, all you preggy muffins, it's Molly again, and today I'm going to talk about hyperemesis gravidarum and kids. This is for all you preggies who have kids and now have hyperemesis gravidarum, and you are wondering, how am I going to raise my children while I'm barfing all over the place all the time? My biggest fear when I had hyperemesis gravidarum was that Rowan, my oldest son, he would lose out on a whole year of time with his mom because I just felt like I couldn't even do anything for him because I was so sick all the time. But as you can see, that's not really the case. Do you feel like you're scarred for life, or do we get through it okay? Okay. And I couldn't have done it without you, huh? Remember sometimes I was sick and you would hang out with me in the bedroom and we watched Scooby-Doo? And that was some good bonding time too. So as you can see, he's a normal little boy and he's pretty good. So um, that's my oldest son, Rowan, and he's normal. So, actually, better than normal. He's a pretty good kid. I think that rule number one, kids don't understand hyperemesis gravidarum. They don't really understand that there's a baby in your belly. They don't really get a lot. They just know that you don't feel good and you're barfing, and they're kind of worried. Don't be too dramatic. I might have made that mistake once in a while, because I'm dramatic anyway. You know, if you throw up and you start crying, you can, and your son or daughter says, "Well, what's wrong?" You can just say, "He's just sick right now, and it's no fun being sick. So sometimes it makes me sad, but we'll get through it." I try to end on a positive note, so just try to keep it light when explaining to your kids what's happening. Lesson number two: if you're so sick that you need to stay in bed and your kids are home with you or kid, I made the bed kind of like a play area. You can get a stack of books, you can play board games, card games, matching games. I mean, it's like the bed is like a big picnic area. You can have a picnic on your bed with Cheetos or whatever it is you eat, or healthy food. You should eat healthy food when you're pregnant. I eat Cheetos. They stayed down sometimes. You can do like no mess crafts. You can look up on Pinterest. You know, you can craft with your kids. You can cut out stuff. You can color on your bed. Don't color on your bed. You know what I mean? Color a picture while sitting on your bed. You know, you can play the iPad, the Kindle, the laptop. You can watch movies. You can take a group nap. You can read your child like a kid-friendly preggy book. It kind of explains to them, like what I did with Rowan. I showed him, you know, little pictures. I think the Everything Pregnancy book, and it has like, your baby is this big, your baby is this big, and you know, we kind of talked about that. You can talk to your baby while laying in your bed. You can encourage your kids to talk to your baby while laying in bed. Infuse positivity even at your darkest hour. You've been throwing up all day. Sometimes at night, if I would throw up all day, I'd go into, you know, my son's new bedroom and just look around and be like, it's all for this. And then I'd try to imagine fun things that we were going to do, or when I would let Rowan talk to my stomach, or when I would talk to my stomach, I would say, "Are you jumping on my stomach? Are you jumping on my belly like a trampoline?" You know, it's important just to kind of keep it light as much as you want to just sink into a deep depression because it can happen pretty easily when you have HG. Lesson number three: if you're a single mom and you don't have any help and you can't even get out of bed, call the DHS. There are like home health aides and people that can help you, and services that will, you know, come to your house and do your cleaning, whatever you need to get through your pregnancy. Or you can have a friend, your mom, your mother-in-law, siblings, step-siblings, sisters-in-law, friends, coworkers. This is the time to ask anybody for help. Now is the time to weed out fair weather friends because when you have this baby, you're going to need real friends. And if you're married or you have a boyfriend or a partner, lean on them for help. I know you feel, or maybe you don't feel bad, and that's great, but I felt like weird and bad asking for help from my husband because I couldn't do anything. But this is the time where they really need to step up and be supportive for you if they want this child with you. And it's a good way to work through some issues like that. So lean on them. They can do a lot of the cleaning and the cooking. In turn, for them doing the cleaning and cooking and more physical work, here's some things you can do to help them. The number one thing I did, I would give Rowan a bath every night. And it gave my husband, Joey, it gave him a chance to unwind after he was cooking and cleaning. And Rowan would get in the bathtub, and I would literally put a comforter on the bathroom floor and lay on the comforter and like, or just talk to Rowan about his day. Sometimes I would read him books. We got bath time crayons, and it was just like a good time for us to bond together, especially because I felt like I couldn't care for him doing other things. And, ooh, bonus, you're right by the toilet, so if you need to barf, right there. Another thing you can do is put your kids to bed. Really just sitting on their bed and kind of spending time, reading them a book. And I just felt like it was a special time that to just catch up. And on the weekends or during days that he didn't have school and he was home with me all day, I would do everything like in step number one. Like during the school day when he was gone all day and I felt like I was home alone and lonely and pregnant and sick. Then he would come home and I felt like that was our bonding time. You might feel weak wanting to do anything, but try to do as much as you physically can because if you don't want to burn your partner out by having them do everything. And plus, if you don't spend time with your kids, you'll probably start to feel a little bit disconnected. They might start to feel a little bit disconnected, and then you might kind of feel out of the loop, and that can kind of lead to more depression and such. But I'll be posting another video about pregnancy and depression at a different time. But right now, I'm just kind of getting the basics out about HG because that's what I know the most about. Or I don't really know anything about it. I just went through it, so I'm just trying to help. Everyone wants to hear. I know, and I'm wearing pigtails. I wore these to work today because I had a lot of pediatric patients. So that's that. If you're feeling super duper okay, and by that I mean you're only thrown up once or twice, get out of the house and do something. I mean, I ventured out a couple times, and it does make you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, I'm alive. There is a life outside of barfing and staying in my house in my bed all the time. Have a date with your husband, go on a movie date, or take your kids to the movie, or have a picnic. I mean, these are things that where you can just kind of sit and be out in public. You can go to a mall and sit and people watch. Sit outside. That sun is good for your psyche. It's good for breathing in fresh air. You don't feel so cooped up. If it's the winter time, you can get into the holiday spirit. You can make holiday crafts. I would just walk around Walmart. That sounds so trashy, but I would literally walk around Walmart just like saying hi to old people because I was just like bored of being in my house by myself and just looking at Christmas decorations. I don't know, it cheered me up. Or you can bake Christmas goodies, or you can go shopping, or you can shop online, or you can shop in a store, but more activities outside when it's warm. You can play fetch with your dog. If you have a dog, I have a dog, and a lot of times I would whine to her and pet her, and she is very forgiving. You can go to a park. You can just sit on a park bench with your partner and watch your kids play together. Plant flowers, or if it's cold outside, you can plant indoor flowers. There's all kinds of stuff on Pinterest. If you're not a Pinterest member, I highly recommend becoming a Pinterest member. I know I talked about this in my other video, just about surviving the physical symptoms of hyperemesis gravidarum, but let me just reiterate, and if you have to get IV fluids, some things that I had to do, like if you have to stay overnight in a hospital, or if you have to stay for a couple days in a hospital, you can have your kids come visit you, see what the visiting policies are. Some hospitals, they can stay overnight with you. You can Skype with your kids. They can visit. You can have pictures of them. Surround yourself with anything that makes you happy. Colors, bond with the other moms that might be in your OB ward. Find out what's going on. Maybe there's gossip in the hospital. Maybe somebody's getting fired. Maybe somebody's getting hired. Maybe somebody's hooking up. You never know. So those are some things about extended stays in the hospital and IV fluids. Finally, if you feel like your HG and your kids are all too overwhelming, if you're not peeing, if you get dizzy, if you pass out, if you're getting depressed, you have thoughts like, I can't go on, and you're serious about it, call your doctor. Like, I would talk to Joey and be like, I just can't do this. He'd be like, yes, you can. And I'd be like, okay, I'll try. But some days I was just like, I just can't do this anymore. I want to give up. And they did start me on medication for depression. And that's okay. It just happens. If you need it, you need it. And don't feel bad about taking it. And don't feel bad about calling your doctor. When you're sick for that long, it can have like a mental toll on you. Felt a lot better after I got started on antidepressants. There's nothing more important than the health of you and your baby. And of course your kids and your partner, your husband and your family and blah, 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 blah. But I just wanted to end on it will be okay. It sucks right now. It so just sucks. But it will get better. It's temporary. We will get through this. I got through it. You can get through it. Give your kiddos a hug. Give yourself one. You deserve it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'll be posting more videos on such things to prepare, things to never do, and all kinds of other preggy stuff because pregnancy's hard and you need somebody to help you through it. And I hope I can do that. Thanks for watching.